Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to From the Hip. Our podcast gears to today's NFL and everything associated with it. Today is November 11th, 2023, and that means it's week 10 in the NFL. We've started the second half of the season, and it's already shaping up to be an exciting half. So let's not let any more time pass before we discuss the big games. Let me introduce you to the From the Hip crew. Gentlemen, welcome to the crew, guys.
What's going on, everybody? What's
Today,
going on?
joining us today is Kory Thompson, who likes purple on days that end with Y.
I'm not a fan of purple. Y'all are making this crap up.
Mr.
Just
Justin,
because teams I like wear purple don't mean I like purple.
Mr. Justin Rodriguez, who only talks trash 2 times a day and night.
Day and night. All day.
And I'm your host, Anthony Rodriguez, the only one crazy enough to put these guys together. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
I'm well, man. Well, how you doing?
I'm good.
I'm
I
glad
can't
you could join
complain.
us. So let's talk about the game that just passed. We just had a game on Thursday where we had the Chicago Bears against the Carolina Panthers. Normally, I wouldn't even discuss this game because it wouldn't be worth our time. But being the fact that it was Thursday night football, let's talk about it. Plus, I have a couple questions for you. Chicago won the game 16-13. Almost lost the game, but Deontay Foreman, the guy who I've been highly touting, my star pickup on the waiver wire, kept drumming along, and he got the win for them. But the question I have is not about Chicago because Chicago won the game despite being down their quarterback, Justin Fields. Despite being down their running back, Herbert. They still won the game. My question is about Carolina. So Mr. Just, let me ask you a question. Bryce Young, him losing and only having one victory so far this season. What does it say about Bryce Young?
In my opinion, I look at Bryce Young as he's looking to be a bust, man. The reason why I say that is because you're supposed to be the number one overall draft pick. You come in with they go out there, get you two receivers, they get you DJ Chark, they get you Adam Thielen, right? Yeah, you got no run game over there in Carolina. You go get Miles Sanders, supposed to be the workhorse, but he ain't really doing too much. And the offensive line isn't great, but they're not horrible. Now the problem is, I look at Bryce Young as the problem because there's no reason why an undrafted quarterback coming out of the second round come in and beat you on Thursday Night Football. Not like you said, no Justin Fields, no starting running back, Foreman coming off wherever they pulled him out of. So I don't see. I'm looking to see why is Bryce Young playing the way he's playing because he's not putting up crazy yards. He's not putting up Stroud numbers. He's not. He's putting up 120, 130, 150 on a good day, maybe a touchdown or two. But the only score that they had in this game, it didn't come from Bryce Young. It came from the special teams. So what Bryce Young needs to either get it together and figure out how he can become the leader he's supposed to be, or Carolina's going to be looking to draft another quarterback real soon. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Kory, do you think it's a little bit premature?
I mean, we've seen this song and dance before. I don't want to say he's a bust yet because Carolina did go into sell mode. They've been in sell mode for a season from last season. So they were giving up players. I mean, look, they gave up DJ Moore. They gave up CMC. He has no run game, period. There is no run game in Carolina.
Miles Sanders and
No.
who's the
And
other guy?
Chubb Hubbard
Hubbard
or
or
Chubb
Chubb
Hubbard or
Yes.
whatever. There is no run game, period. So you're forcing him to throw the ball. You went and got Thielen, who's old. Yes, Thielen's still a good receiver. He was putting up great numbers. He didn't have a great game. DJ Chark, he's all right. So can he be a bust? I don't know yet. Let's let the season play out, see what happens, and then we can go from there. Because this is the NFL we're talking about. This isn't college football. This is NFL football. It's very difficult for this kid to be playing these games. I mean, he looked good against Miami for a couple quarters. He beat Stroud, but that's it. That's all we've seen. So we've got to see more.
Yeah.
We he's got to have an opportunity that
Yeah, but
sometime this season.
the reason why I'm saying this is because you lost 8 games now. They're 1-8, and you
Mhm.
barely beat Stroud. You barely beat Stroud.
Well, think
So that's what
about
I'm
it this
saying.
way. One of the best quarterbacks in the league, per you guys, because you guys always talk about him, is Joe Burrow. His
Mhm.
first 10 games in 2020, he went 2-7-1 and looked awful doing it. Mind you, his second year, he went to the Super Bowl.
But he got injured that year, didn't he?
Yeah,
His
same year he
rookie
got injured.
year.
It looked terrible.
Yeah, he got injured. But
Yeah,
yeah, he
he
did look
looked
bad.
You know,
he
I
looked
think we
terrible,
use that
right?
excuse too often with Joe Burrow. He has bad games. We talk about him being injured. Oh, but he was injured. Shouldn't have played.
No.
Yeah,
I'm saying he was injured that season, so he didn't get enough games under his belt.
Yeah,
But then
he
they
didn't
went
play the
out
full
and they
season.
got him
He
Jamar
only played
Chase.
10
So
games. He only
they
played
got him
10 games.
Jamar
That's the reason I
Chase.
say
Yeah.
he went 2-7-1. Those are
yeah.
games
So
he
you
They
actually
went
played.
then they drafted Jamar Chase and then they went to Super Bowl. But my question is,
mm,
do you think a one receiver is gonna go change that for Bryce Young, or is it more?
I think anything would help. I mean, at this point, his number one receiver who had 10 targets on Thursday was Adam Thielen. This is a guy the Vikings said, "Hey, you can have him. You got a bag of potato chips? You can have him."
the Vikings got rid of Thielen because he's getting old and he would have cost them
Mhm.
money. And they
And
had
that's the
Jake
number
Ellis.
one receiver to
So
this guy,
that
Bryce Young.
that yeah, that's null and void. But he needs a run game. He needs somebody to who can actually move that rock
Mhm.
on their feet, And then Thielen's still good. He's just old, and he's got minimal tank left in that minimal a little bit of gas left in that tank. Chark, I think he's all right, but he's gonna need some help. I think he's gonna need a tight end, so that's what they need to really look at getting him, and another good receiver, another good pair of hands, and a running back, and maybe a left tackle.
It sounds to me like he needs an entire new offense.
Yeah,
All right, then he's got a long way to go. But it's not his
he
fault.
does.
But it's not his fault, and I agree with you. It's not really his fault. Although he
Or
is
maybe
an
he
undersized quarterback, which
And
does
that you
bother
took the words right out of my mouth. I'm about to be like, bro, he's undersized.
me.
When
He is
you plug
very
him in
undersized. He's
any in the
a small
off,
dude, bro. That's a
yeah,
or
he's
small
a
maybe he
dude.
small
needed
dude.
time behind a veteran.
Well, he also needs to grow a lot. Literally.
He needs to grow, bro. Because I about to say, you plug Bryce Young, you take Bryce Young, you put him in any other offense, bro. I don't see a difference. Maybe he win a couple games, but I don't see him.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
seeing
very
him on
rare
CJ
when you
Stroud
see
level.
a small quarterback thrive in this league. And even if they do well for a little while, how long is their longevity? Small.
Drew
Yeah,
Brees.
Yeah, exactly. But look at him. He's the rare. He's the Hall of Famer. And
So
would you
he's the
even look at
anomaly.
Bryce Young and say he's the Hall of Famer? He could be,
go ahead,
but he's not.
compare him to someone who's the same height as him. Go ahead, compare him to Kyler Murray. See what we got with there. But Kyler Murray a
Kyler
couple
Murray
years ago
hasn't
went
been
10
good
and
either.
10 and
And
0.
Kyler Murray, by the way, also is coming back
Back.
on Sunday, right? But with
Yeah.
that being said, this
But
is
the
a
new
guy
Call of
who's
Duty
been plagued with
drops.
injuries. Why? Because of his size, not because of his talent.
The new Call of Duty drops, so we won't see Kyler next week.
All right, let's move on to games that actually matter because one of the games that really truly matters, probably one of the games of the week, San Francisco versus Jacksonville. San Francisco started the year out hot as hot can be, 5-0. But since then has cooled off dramatically. They've lost their last 3 games, and all of the believers are now hiding in the closet. While Jacksonville has not slowed down. In fact, they're on a 5-game win streak. They're one of the hottest teams in the entire NFL. London always does well for them. That just sparked everything up. Since then, they haven't stopped, and now they're back on their soil and still beating everybody up. Trevor Lawrence looks like the quarterback we all knew he could be now that he's finally aged up a bit. That being said, San Francisco's coming in fully healthy. So I've got questions. Kory,
Mhm.
who wins this game? There's no excuses on this one now.
It's not a who wins this game. It's San Francisco has to win this game. You've
Facts.
dropped 3 in a row.
Agreed.
3. Your defense is falling out from that upper echelon 3, 5 spot. Now you're ranked 10. Your offense is ranked 4. You've got to come out and show everybody why. Why you're ranked number 4 on defense. They have to win this game. I know Mo is going to hate this, but I do see them winning. I don't see them going 0 and 4 of the last 4 games. They're going to break it. They're going to break Jacksonville's streak. They have to win to remain relevant in the division. If they don't win, now they're going to be playing from behind, trying to catch up. Because I think we're probably in agreement that Seattle's going to win this week.
Yeah.
So Seattle wins, that puts them back even further
If
if
Seattle
they
doesn't
lose.
win, it would be a
Yeah,
high upset.
right. It would. So they have to win.
So Justin, if San Francisco were to lose this game, how would Jacksonville be able to get that done?
If Jack, you gotta run. Well, you gotta mix it up. You can't. It's not no game plan. You come into this game where against Jacksonville, who can stop the run, who have the cornerbacks on their side, who have the safeties on their side. Fred Warner being the lurker that he is. Listen, you got to mix it up. You can't just run, pass, or pass, run. It ain't going. You got to mix it up. Throw some play action in there. Throw a couple trick plays in there. You gonna need it. Your bag of tricks is going to come out this game. If you gonna pull this out of Jacksonville, bag of tricks gonna have to come out right now. In my opinion, I see Jacksonville taking this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. Momentum is one hell of a drug, and they gonna try to steamroll 49ers straight through. I don't care about all the pieces back. Guess what? Brock Purdy, his ego a little hurt. You started off 10-0 in the regular season, just lost 3 straight. People starting to question if you really who you are. Take a toll. The media over there in San Fran, they talk about Purdy every single day. Now
Mm.
Purdy got to live. He's kind of in that situation where Dak was in. But Dak has been doing it for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Purdy's just now getting in this predicament. So I'm looking at Purdy to come in, do well, but I don't see him winning this game. He's going to rely a lot on CMC, but Jacksonville got a plan for that guy, man. Jacksonville's
One
going to
thing,
come in here with a game plan, and they're going to come and execute it. So I see Jacksonville coming out. I see him sneaking this one out, being by 7.
one thing I read this week is that I think their defensive coordinator, the 49ers defensive coordinator, decided to come down from the booth.
Yeah.
He wants to be on the field finally. And that's where they've really been lacking, is on their
Yeah,
defensive side of the ball. So I think we said this last week, you and I, Anthony, where we kind of blaming everybody's looking at Purdy as the issue. But to me, it's the OC and that
Yeah.
defensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator is not calling good plays. The defensive coordinator is not calling good plays. I think if, just like you said, for Jacksonville to win, and they need to mix it up, so do the 49ers. Make
yeah,
Purdy
agreed.
use his legs a couple of plays. Let him get a little bit scared. So now they have to put a QB spy out there,
But
So this
but
way
but
now a less guy for CMC.
right, the 49ers defense hasn't looked bad. You know what I'm saying? They haven't looked bad. They were ranked pretty high throughout the year until they started losing these games. But you know what it is? They're relying on talent, like you said. They're not calling good plays.
They just
They're
got
not
better.
calling good
They
plays.
just got better.
They're not calling good plays at all. They're relying on the talent of some of these players. These players know how to read plays. Some of these plays, if you watch Fred Warner, he's not dropping into coverage. He's watching QBIs. This is pure talent, pure film. This is what it is. It's not the play. He could drop back into single coverage, but once he sees the running back take that momentum step to get that handoff, he's already driving downfield no matter what. So he's gonna make the tackle in the backfield. But that's not the play. The play design was him to drop back and read the coverage. That was his job. So San Fran's been relying strictly on talent, not the plays. You're right when you say that, because the plays is horrible. It's just straight talent that's winning these games.
Yeah.
So that's what that. So the coaching doesn't need to get better if San Fran wants to get right, but it's something about the way I feel about it is I see Purdy. Purdy got to come in with a clear mind and open heart to win this game. Because if he don't and he come in with a cloud over his head and what ifs, the sense of doubt that he comes in this game with, he will lose this game because Trevor Lawrence is not coming in like that. Trevor Lawrence is coming in with a mission to beat San Fran and make a statement in the AFC. So
Brock Purdy, watch this podcast.
This is gonna be the
we
game
believe in you.
Do you believe? Do you believe? Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah.
Hope he does watch it because honestly, he has no reason to lose this game. He has his full team back. Debo's back. CMC's there. Ayuk is there. You've got George Kittles, who was an underused weapon for the first 5 wins, and they finally woke him up, and he had a monster game the last game right before the bye. There's no reason why you're losing these games. None. You've got the team of all teams. That's why you were everybody's favorite to win it. So let's get it together. Even though I love Jacksonville and I would love to see them going deep, I just don't see them beating a healthy San Francisco team with everything on the same, like they're playing on the same page. I don't see them doing it. Well, gentlemen, that leads us to Monday night's game. Again, another game that I almost don't want to talk about, but I do want to talk about it only because it's Monday night. I'm throwing this in here now so we can get to the better games later. But Las Vegas just come off of a big win against the Giants. They smacked them. They smacked them, bro. It wasn't even funny. And the Jets, we need this victory in order to even stay in the playoff hunt. So, Justin, can the Jets beat the Vegas team, or is Vegas still going to ride that new coach hire high that they've had since last week?
The Jets win this game, you bench Zach Wilson.
What?
Simple
Say it again. Say it again.
You bench Zach Wilson, you win this game.
Wow. Who do they replace him with?
Don't matter.
Aaron Rodgers in a wheelchair?
Don't matter. Bench Zach Wilson. Go get the punter.
Doesn't matter because you don't have a backup. Zach Wilson.
No, they have another backup. They have another backup. They have another backup. I just don't know his name. But start him. Don't start Zach Wilson. He's the problem. That's the problem. He's the problem. Zach Wilson is the problem, and you can't tell me he's not because he can't move the ball on offense. He came
I'm
out.
not saying nothing. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm laughing.
Yeah, because Zach Wilson's bro. Vegas, they're not a good team. They got that new coach hire right now. They got the momentum going. That's what it is. Momentum is a hell of a drug, but they're not a good team. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams is not doing nothing over there. I'm telling you. The problem is
That's what say about Devontae Adams because next year he will be a Jet. So watch your mouth.
That's good. I hope he does, but not with Zach Wilson throwing the ball.
It's not Devontae Adams' fault.
It's not, like you said. But what I'm saying is that Zach Wilson cannot play this game. I don't know what he did. Hit his car on the way to work. Park it. Put a boot on his car before he gets there. Do something because he cannot make it there. Listen,
the Giants are starting Tommy DeVito Do you need
And I
another
rather
Tommy
and I
DeVito
and
playing for New York?
I rather Tommy DeVito come play for the Jets, and I guarantee they play better with Tommy DeVito than Zach Wilson. I promise you, it's true because he can't move the ball. He can't move the ball, bro. Look at the last game when he played the Chargers last week. Did y'all watch the game? Did y'all watch it?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Right. He couldn't move the ball all half. He came out the locker room moving the ball. He came out the locker room moving the ball very well, throwing the ball deep, hitting the targets. And I'm looking at him. Okay, that speech was something. That halftime speech, put a little battery in your back. As soon as you get inside the 20, you can't do nothing. Why? Why?
Well,
You drove 80 yards down the field, but you can't. You inside the 20, you can't execute. Why? Because the field got smaller. That's what you're telling me. The window got a little tighter, so now you can't make plays happen. You can't tell me it's the receiver core because he got a receiver core. You can't tell me it's the running back.
The red zone is the most difficult part of the field to play in.
Exactly.
We all know
exactly.
that.
It is. It is.
Because the defense is tighter and it's closer. I'm going to say a couple of things. One, the head coach this week, he didn't back Zach Wilson. I didn't like that at all. So he should have. So I think Zach Wilson might come out and play with a chip on his shoulder this game. If you see this, Zach, this is what you need to do. You need to put balls to the wall, pedal to the metal.
What y'all ignoring is that he's been defending Zach Wilson since week 1. He's been defending Zach Wilson since week 1, and now we're here week 9.
That's your choice.
Yeah, but you have nobody
I get that,
else.
but it's like we said before, it's getting harder and harder to defend him because he continuously disappoints week after week. The games he's won, he's barely won. And it's not even him carrying the games, it's the defense carrying the games.
Yes. And I've said that earlier that their defense is amazing. They're probably the scariest defense in the NFL when
the reason why they play games.
Now, with that said, the other issue is Breece Hall. We talked about that. Breece Hall needs more touches. If he gets more touches, they can win. That takes pressure off of Zach. That's what the coaches need to do. Now, I do want to say this. Las Vegas Raiders, what the hell were y'all doing last week? Y'all win one game and y'all lose your mind. Y'all celebrate like you won a Super Bowl
in
the locker room. That's why they're going to lose. You can't go out there and celebrate like you won a Super Bowl because you won one game.
Act like you've been there before.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been a long time since I played football, but I do remember that when I was playing football, there was the greatest running back of all time playing, which was Mr. Emmitt Smith. And the beauty of Emmitt Smith is that when he scored a touchdown, he didn't do a Tyreek Hill backflip. He didn't participate in any type of celebration. He just picked up the ball, handed it to the ref, and went back to his sideline because he always acted like he had been there before. Professional. I'll be here again. I was here a few minutes ago. Guess what? We're going to run it down your throat again on the next possession, and I'm going to score again. And I'm going to do the same thing. Professional.
And who they beat? Who? The Giants?
Exactly. You beat
and that's nothing to cheer
about. Team without their quarterback, who has been playing like the worst team in the league. Just because you got a new coach and your coach is now 1-0, I hope the Jets come in and get New York revenge on y'all and hit you with a trash can.
I mean, I can understand, hey, it's this coach's first win as the head coach. You can celebrate a little bit, but the way they went about it, they made it look like they won
cigars all around.
Like a Super Bowl. That was look when Joe Shiesty.
The Gatorade didn't come out on top of the coach.
But when Joe Shiesty and those boys won the AFC Championship 2 years ago and went on to play the Rams, they had cigars, which they deserve.
That's fine. You're going to a Super Bowl.
You're going to a Super Bowl, but you don't deserve cigars for beating the Giants. I'm sorry. You don't. And it's not even you beat the Giants, you beat a decimated Giants.
Granted. I agree with you.
But I do like Devontae Adams, and I hope to see him in the Jets uniform getting passes from Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till next season. If the Jets don't make that happen, something's wrong with you. You got a guy who wants to
Mhm.
play for you. Quarterback wants him. Everybody wants this to happen. Make that trade. I don't care what you got to do.
Pay the man.
Pay the man. Give him some draft
They got the
picks.
money.
Give
I think they got.
Aaron Rodgers a real wide receiver to throw to.
They should
Stop
have the
playing.
cap space
Hey,
for him.
make the cap space. I don't care what you got to do. Here we go. Ready? Houston against Cincinnati. Now, this one's going to be a really interesting game. I'll tell you why. Okay, Cincinnati's surging. It seems that they figured it out, gotten back to the old team. They're the scariest team in the NFL, people say. Houston, a young team, man. They got a lot. They got to do a lot. And they still have a lot to prove. But they got this young stud of a quarterback who just threw for 450 yards last week. And he's on pace to being the offensive rookie of the year. Easily.
No doubt.
Easily. So I want to see how this game goes. I'm so interested in this game because you know what? Does Stroud have a chance at hell at stunning the world and beating the Bengals, who may have taken him just slightly too light? You're biased, Kory. Give me Justin. Talk to me.
I'm not biased.
Listen, you hit it right on the head. You took the words right out of my mouth. Cincinnati cannot underestimate CJ Stroud. You underestimate this Houston team. You going in there underestimating this team will beat you. Now, since he has been on a roll, and I think they're going to continue that role playing this game, right? Joe Burrow's going to move the ball on offense. That's not the problem. The problem is that they need to stop Stroud, right? You need to be able to get pressure on Stroud. I think you need to send an extra body, do what you got to do, or drop another one in coverage, because it's either or. You can't just play even. You can't be even. It can't. You know what I'm saying? It can't be one-on-ones all game. You got to either drop an extra one back, or you need to send an extra one. Give a little pressure, put a little pressure on the kid. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win this game. Now, I ain't really worried about the Cincy side because we're not really here talking about Cincy. We're talking about Houston, right? Houston wants to win this game. CJ Stroud needs to come out and connect to every receiver. He needs to distribute that ball. He cannot only target Nico Collins and Tank Dell. He needs to Dalton Schultz needs to be a factor in this game. The running backs need to get check downs and they're able to move the ball. I'm not expecting them to run the ball down since he's throw, but the running backs definitely need to start running them routes and getting these check downs and getting these underneaths and getting the first down. It's going to be a game of who controls the clock. That's how I look at this game. This is not Cincy gonna come out and score fast, but Houston needs to control the clock the entire game and keep Joe Burrow off the field. That's how Houston wins this game. So that's my take on this game.
It's all hands on deck to beat the Bengals. Kory,
Yeah.
how do you see it?
There's a few things you guys don't know, I guess, right now. T. Higgins out. Chase, he's been having back problems.
I heard Chase.
So he's
I heard
very
that.
questionable right now. So this game is going to fall on Irv Smith Jr., Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon for the offense. Joe Burrow's warming up, as we've seen throughout this. CJ Stroud looks like he's maybe back to his first, what was it, 4 or 5 games of the season where he was 300 yards. He was going crazy. Houston's offense is ranked number 9. The Bengals offense is in the lower half, but that's because the first 5 games, Burrow wasn't playing. They're picking up steam. The Bengals are giving up 30 more yards on defense than Texans, so they're kind of break even. But the Bengals defense, these last 3 games we've seen, they are looking really, really good. So I expect them to give Stroud a lot of problems, a lot of different looks, and they're going to lock up. I don't think they're going to lock up enough. I think it's going to be like 31-24, but I do see the Bengals winning. I see Mixon carrying that workload because what I saw against Baker and the Bucks was no defense from the Texans. It was straight shootout that game.
Mm-hmm.
There was no defense played on either side of the ball.
But that's what they bring to the table. It's offense. They're not bringing defense.
You can't play that game against Joe Burrow. And that Bengals defense will lock up when it needs to.
Yeah.
When it really needs to, it does. So I really think that the Bengals are going to pull this one out.
Well, they can play defense. That's what actually brought them to the Super Bowl a couple of
Mhm.
seasons ago. And
Yeah,
the Bengals have always like they have a good offense now, but they've had a solid defense for several years.
let me give you your clip. But when they went to the Super Bowl, guess who they had at safety?
Who's that?
Jesse Bates.
Oh my god. Where's Mo when I need him? For those,
Let me
by the way, let's address the elephant in the room. Mo, Mo is not here with us today because he has a family member who's ill, but he'll be back. He'll be in.
shout out
And
to
I'm
Mo.
sure he's
We
gonna
miss
tag
you.
Kory for that Jesse Bates line.
I got something for you, Mo, when you come back.
All right, let's get into the next one. One of my favorite teams this season has been the Lions. The Lions are playing the Chargers. Um, and you guys already know how I feel about the Chargers. Super overrated team that everybody keeps waiting for them to turn it around and start winning games. Um, since I did go and I bypassed you, Kory, last one,
That's fine.
I'm gonna come back to you first on this one now. Who wins this
Okay.
game and why?
Man, that is a tough one to go with. This is going to be a hell of a game, in my opinion. One hell of a game.
In your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
I
I
think it's
really
gonna be a
do.
fun game to watch, but
I
only
really
because
do
I
think
like
it's
to
going
see
to be
the
a fun game.
Chargers lose.
Oof.
Oh, and they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose.
Oh yeah,
I I,
They're
I
gonna lose.
kind of think they're going to lose as
Gonna
well.
lose.
I think
man.
that
Just-
I do
Damn, I couldn't make you a lone
because
wolf on this one.
nah, because
No, they're gonna
the
lose.
way that Chargers defense, they're not looking good. They're in the bottom tier of defenses in
And the
the
Lions
league,
do have
and the Lions have a great offense.
and a
I'm not
great
even
defense.
saying good. I'm gonna say great offense because I don't know about great defense because what Baltimore did to them was they played
Baltimore is an
Baltimore
elite
and
team.
and Kansas City kind of put 21. Well, they
Elite
have a
teams. Chargers are not an elite team.
all right, but the Chargers offense is very explosive. But on top of that, they don't have Mike Williams, their second wide receiver, so they are hurt. Which the Chargers are always plagued by injuries anyway,
I believe
so no excuses
Montgomery's
there.
back too today, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly why they're
Yeah.
winning. That's the only reason why they're winning.
Montgomery's back.
But Gibbs had a good game.
Yes,
He
Gibbs
did
did
have a
have a
good
good game,
They
game.
but
finally,
Montgomery is
they
back.
finally, they finally listening to the memes that they was getting on why they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. If you ain't gonna use him,
Right.
Montgomery's playing, which
So
means you know what happens. The
they
Lions finna
win.
run it down their throat, bro. Jared Goff, rest your arm. You don't even need to use it. They finna work that boy, man. I'm trying to
I
tell
tell you
you.
what though,
You sat out 3 weeks. All right.
Goff's been playing wonderful.
Yes, he
Detroit
has.
wins this game. We're gonna get to something later on, but let me tell you something. My choice so far for our comeback player of the year is Jared Goff. I know
How?
because and I know he didn't go anywhere. I know he didn't go anywhere, but
How?
he went away in
Funny.
spirit. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't been relevant. He's very relevant.
I can see that because he hasn't been relevant since that Super Bowl against the
Yep.
Patriots. Because
He's
that year
extremely
he
relevant
played
now.
great. But you know who my pick for comeback player of the year is right now?
Who's that, Dobbs?
Jesse
Dobbs.
Bates.
Dobbs.
Oh,
Gotta be one
man,
of
it's
them, man.
Mo.
Gotta be one of them.
All right. Well, from that game to probably the game of the week, Cleveland, Baltimore. This game is special. This game will be special
I love this
because you've
game. I
got
love this
two of
game.
the best defenses in the NFL. And I don't want to say that Cleveland's offense is trash, but they have been winning games, so they're holding their own. Baltimore has an elite team altogether. So but this is a divisional rivalry game. So all of that,
Yeah, this
crumble it up,
ain't no little game.
toss it, because it doesn't matter. Because this one's going to matter a lot. And haven't they played this year already?
Yeah, they already played once. They
Yes,
already
And
played
and
once.
we
Baltimore
smoked
won,
them
correct?
28-3, but no Watson that
No
No
game.
Watson.
Watson.
No Watson.
I'll say that.
So
This is you're looking at the number 1 and number 2 defense going head to head right now. Last game, I say, last game, Baltimore did really well at running and throwing, even though Lamar only had like 183 yards, maybe 20. No, I think he only had like 15 or so passing
Hey, bro.
attempts.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. We're not going to talk about last game, right? Move on.
No. I'm talking
Ain't gonna
about the
talk about
last
last
time
game.
they faced each other.
No,
I'm
no, no, no,
saying
no. Well, yeah. You gotta make
last
that
time.
clear. We'll talk about
Yeah,
last week. I don't
last
want to talk
time.
about last
No,
week.
no, no. Last time they faced each other. Last time Baltimore and Cleveland faced each other. This is what I'm talking about. The Ravens kind of put them in the hole, so Cleveland had to go away from the run game. And I think whoever was the quarterback at the time, because it wasn't the guy they've been using, he threw like 30 something times. So Baltimore put the pressure on him. I think Baltimore had 4 sacks. Browns had 3 sacks. We had Andrews had 2 passing touchdowns, and then we had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. But that's what you're going to see a lot of this game, a lot of defense, a lot of that grit, that grind, that old school football that we love, hard hitting defense. It's whoever can control the clock wins this game. And I think it's going to be Baltimore. I think we have more weapons on offense and defense to do this job. The only person I'm really afraid of is Mr. Miles Garrett.
you better
That
be
like I
afraid.
said, that boy got like an 11-foot wingspan. So if we need to put 2, 3 linemen on him to stop him from getting a Lamar, put a halfback on him with the linemen, we needs to do that.
That shit don't work,
That'll
bro.
take
That
care
shit
of
don't work.
everything.
That
I'll
shit don't
tell you
work.
what. You know what you need? You need your wide receivers to make sure that they get their sure hands. Whatever they got to spray on their gloves,
Oh, that
whatever,
Stickums?
whatever they got to do. Okay, they got
Ain't
to
that
do.
cheating?
Yes, that's
Ain't that
cheating.
You ever
So what?
cheating?
see
You got to cheat when you
That's
play.
100%. That's 100%
Cheating,
cheating, right
you
there.
never
bro.
seen the
Garrett on the other team.
replacements? Yeah, you got Miles Garrett coming
That's
off of that
cheating right
edge.
I
there.
don't mean nothing. I don't mean nothing,
It's
bro. Just
cheating.
because they got the
You
under
never
on the other
you
side don't
never
mean
seen the
nothing, bro.
replacements where they gave the guy that glue and he clapping his hands together, he can't separate.
Yeah, that's
Get
Listen,
that
bro.
what.
toe down.
Okay, that's what they need to have on their gloves because they can't play around.
But we're
'Cause,
also playing the M&T Bank, man.
yeah, because you are not
So it's
playing
hard to
a
win at home.
regular defense. You're playing a
Yeah, you're
defense
not.
that's going to give you very little. So everything that they give you, you have to take. And if you start making your own mistakes, then you might as well go back to the locker room. Justin,
Mhm.
Cleveland. I've said that Cleveland's probably the team that drops out of the wild card race on this. If Cleveland turns around and actually beats Baltimore,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Listen, man.
hey, Watson is still there.
Yeah, Watson's there. Like this is
Watson
not
is
this
still
isn't his
there.
last time. This is not last
He
time. This is a
still
whole
has
different
Cooper.
game.
He's got some weapons. If they were to turn around and beat Baltimore, which I think is highly unlikely, but if
Okay.
they did that,
It's possible.
Oh, so
It's possible.
we're speaking in hypotheticals. Okay,
this is
I'm
a
okay with that. I'm
hypothetical
okay
world.
with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay. If they actually did that, Justin, if they do that, are they a shoe-in for the wild card?
I believe so, and I'll tell you why. As we said last week, my pick to drop out the wild card spot will be the Steelers, but I look at it as this is a chess match. This is definitely has to be a chess match. It's not just no average shootout. This is not a run ground and pound kind of game. This is a chess match. You got to play this game. You got to play football. You got to manage the clock. But the way I look at it is, if Cleveland was to win, I think it'll put the league on notice. It'll basically, I look at it as it'll show that Baltimore's beatable.
Mhm.
That's how I look at it. I look at it. It will tell the other teams they can be beat even if they're playing the best football in the league right now. And I look at Baltimore. I do look at Baltimore to win this game, not by much, because I do believe they have a better offense than Cleveland does. I believe the defense is about the same in my book, even without the Myles Garrett factor on the Baltimore side of the
I'll give you that
Baltimore's
because Baltimore
He
piece.
got
did
a
the swarmy thing
15-foot
right
reach.
now with their
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. Because so without the Myles Garrett factor on the Baltimore side of the ball, but Baltimore definitely's defense is definitely tick for tack with them. They right there with them. So I look at that, but I feel like if you take Myles Garrett off the Cleveland defense, his defense is not the same. And I'd tell you that right there.
Let me run this
So
down by you guys real quick. So this is what Cleveland's got left. They got the Ravens, which we know, Steelers, Broncos, Rams, Jags, Bears, Texans, Jets, Bengals. Doesn't that sound like they can sneak in at the end? Like they could be
well,
number 7?
I believe they are. I already said it. I think the Steelers are gonna drop. And I think Cleveland's gonna go all the way through.
I think they could sneak in at the end. And then maybe I think the Bengals might slip in somewhere. That game's going to be a really fun game to watch, but then I think Cleveland and the Bengals both make it. I really do.
I think the Bengals are going to get really hot because I think out of the 3 wildcard teams that are there, the Bengals are the best of the 3. And I think they're going to have the better record head to head against the other teams. The reason I bring up Cleveland and the Steelers is because of those head to head losses that I think they're going to get with the Bengals and each other. Teams like the Jets could
The
slip
Bills.
by them
The Bills.
and the Bills. Well, the Bills are, if you look at the rest of their schedule, there's no reason why the Bills don't end up at 10-7.
Mhm.
So if they're not at 10-7, then they've screwed up. So based off of that, they should be the number 5 pick. They should be that 5th team. Bengals should be right around there with the 6. So it's 7 and 8 that we're talking about here. The Jets can be one of those teams. The Chargers still can be one of those teams, but you've got to win a couple of games that people have earmarked for you to lose. And I
So,
think that's where we're going to stand.
so what about this? Now, it I think the Steelers lose the rest of their divisional games. That's just me talking. But this is their schedule. Packers, Browns, Bengals, Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. I think they could lose that Seahawks game, and that's where they're going to lose out.
They are
It's
gonna lose
more
that
than just
Seahawks
that
game.
Seahawks game, dude. The Steelers
What?
I mean,
suck.
yeah, Steelers suck, bro.
But the Steelers are what right
Their
now?
quarterback is trash. Those
They're
games
sitting at
that you
5
were
and 3
talking
right
about,
now.
some of those games that should be way closer, like these should at the beginning of the season. If you'd have told me New England Steelers, that's a no-brainer. Steelers, that's not a no-brainer right now. That's how much they suck.
Yeah.
That's not a no-brainer. New England can win that game. It's a winnable game for Belichick. Every game
And,
is suspect for the Steelers right now because they
and I
suck.
and yeah. And I told y'all, I said that they're 5 and 3, and it's not because of the players. It's because of who coaching them. That's why they're 5 and 3.
They're
He a
lucky 5
coach.
and 3.
He a coach.
They're a lucky 5 and 3,
Mike
and they have a
Tomlin.
quarterback who shouldn't be a quarterback. They've got a wide receiver who nobody's throwing the ball.
If Mo hears this, he is gonna love that comment. They got a quarterback who shouldn't be a quarterback.
Okay, Zach Wilson can go over there and actually win games.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You
Especially when it
started.
comes to the I'm not worried about the Steelers. Steelers are the team to get dropped out right away. Now I could eat my words at the end of the season if they make the playoffs. But what I'm saying is that based off of the games that they have to play, they're my pick to get dropped out.
I agree because I feel they'll drop the They have 2 against the Bengals, 1 against, I think, 2 against Cleveland?
That's 2
No,
losses.
1 more against Cleveland, and I
That's
think
another
Cleveland
loss.
wins that one. And then 1 against the Ravens.
Another
But
loss.
that's the only one game, because end of the season, if the Baltimore Ravens are sitting in a spot where they're like, let's say the number 2 seed, and they can't
Dude,
get to the
see
first
Lamar,
seed,
they still
so they
beat them,
sit there.
bro. The defense is tough enough to win without Lamar against them.
Don't bring Huntley out. Huntley a better quarterback. Don't bring him out.
Hey.
Huntley will go out there and win a game.
Mm-hmm. Especially against
He's
them.
not better than Lamar, okay?
Bro,
That's
nobody
why
better
we
than
got
Lamar,
him.
bro. Come on, chill out.
But you know
yeah,
what?
but
Now that we've talked about these games, let's get into something that Justin was asking me about. He calls me up and
Yeah,
says, "Hey,
man.
man, I want to do something." I said, "What you want to do?" He says, "I need some awards." I said, "What awards? What you talking about?" He said, "I need some mid-season awards."
I need some midseason award, man.
Say less. I said, "Say less." I
Right?
said, "You know what?" I said, "Then it's all you, buddy. You tell me what you need." So presented this week, week 10, half of the way through the season. Justin, talk to me about your mid-season awards.
All right. We're going in the order I sent you.
No, we're going to start right away. Ready for the first one?
Let me hear the first one.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, this is a no brainer. Offensive rookie, you know, you give it to C.J. Stroud, man. This kid's balling, bro. You know what I mean? For a young quarterback to come in the way he's coming in, breaking records, nobody expected this from him. When I tell you that him alone is carrying the Houston on his back, and he's climbing mountains. He climbing mountains. You get this man the offensive rookie of the year, man. There's no competition. I don't care who it is, man. That's a no brainer right there.
And he's been looking good doing it too.
Amazing, looking amazing doing it.
Hey, Kory, do you have any
Mhm.
you have
Do I
anybody else that you
disagree?
think should be Offensive Rookie of the Year? So no Bryce Young,
Dang.
nothing?
No, CJ
Hell no.
Stroud is CJ Stroud for
It's gonna be
being
special.
what the number
It's
2
gonna be
pick,
special.
for being in a Houston team that once upon a time was a joke. Then they got Schwab, then they got Watson, made them a little better, went back to being a joke, and now they got Stroud. This kid's all right by me, by my book. And they have no run game, and this guy is throwing that rock.
Mm-hmm.
He not
He is
scared though.
somebody
He work
special.
out.
Mhm.
I think this is a rare talent that we're gonna see for years to come. Justin, you ready for your next?
Let me hear the next one. Defensive rookie of the year, man. Y'all know how to go, my boy. Devon Witherspoon, bro. Listen, when you go defensive player of the year, rookie defensive player of the year, it's a toss up, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jalen Carter from the Eagles is playing great ball
I was gonna mention him.
now. Yeah, Jalen Carter is playing great ball, but Devon Witherspoon alone, him, Tariq Woolen, and I forget the third corner. His name is slipping to my tongue over there. I can't remember his third cornerback over there, but granted, the Seahawks secondary has completely changed. You can't throw the ball on these guys, man. The only way you beat them is by running the ball. You got to get to the second level. You can't throw the ball on these guys. These guys, them three alone, they're starting the Legion of Doom again. Clip me on that. The Legion
Mm.
of Doom 2.0 is
Legion of
coming.
Boom. It was the Legion
No,
of Boom.
oh yeah, Legion of Boom. But now we calling it the
Legion
Legion
of
of
Doom
Doom.
was
You know
some
what I mean?
wrestlers that was around way before you were alive.
Eagle
Listen, bro,
Time.
we gotta come
I'm not
we gotta
gonna
come
show
take
my
over, bro.
age, right, Kory?
I know,
We're
right?
not showing our
We
age
gotta
by
come.
talking about the Legion of Doom.
You're
What?
gonna
Demolition.
teams are gonna come into this against the Seahawks and be scared to throw the ball. Like they're gonna come in and run the ball. You don't have no choice. Let the Seahawks build a linebacker core. Just wait. It's gonna happen, and it is moving. It's gonna happen, bro. Seahawks is looking scary defensively moving forward in the future. It's not gonna happen this year. Give it 2 years.
I got you. Ready for your
I would,
next?
well, I would say
Any
Carter.
object? Any Carter's in the discussion.
The reason
But I'm a
why
little biased.
is
I'm a little biased.
he's on a Philly team where they do have one really good corner over there right now. They just went and got a really good safety, Where you're talking about a Seahawks team who already has two good players over there, and he's fitting in. So he's not seeing those number ones, maybe not even the number two receivers, maybe So for me, I would look at it that way. But he's a good
I
pick.
look at I look at Jalen Carter is on a Super Bowl appearance team, and that the defense was already good when he got there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he played a factor in a lot of those plays, but I don't see the difference between the upgrades through the year. If you want to look at progress. Let's just look at progress from the draft picks. The Eagles defense kind of slipped down a little bit, while the Seahawks defense increased. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I looked
got
at it
you.
like that, and that's why I was like, no, I got to give it to Devon Witherspoon because it's a slow race. It's a slow race because there's not. It can go either way. It's a toss up, and I'm a little biased. So that's why I'm going with
Okay.
the book.
No, I don't have no problems with it. I'll just give my opinion.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think it
feel
would
you.
go the other way because I think he has less help in the secondary, whereas this guy has better help. But it is what it is.
I
So
got
who's next?
Oh,
Anybody
defensive player
argue?
of the year. Don't even argue with me. That's Superman right
Anybody
there.
argue?
Don't even argue that. I don't even need to give a reason. I don't need to give a reason.
You know
This
what's
man
so
has single handedly
you know
done it
what's
all.
so crazy about this one? You know what's crazy about this one? Is that when I pulled his picture, I said, he's got such a nice, kind smile. And he's one of the most scariest people in the whole world.
Look
I
at that
promise you.
wingspan. Look at it. I'm
Listen,
telling you,
listen.
they lied.
This guy right here is an unmovable force. This man will run through you, through the stadium, through the walls, and keep running. This man right here single handedly changes games. If he's not on this Browns team is nowhere near the playoff picture. This Browns team is not even in discussion for best defense in the league. Single handedly is changing the defense of this team. There's no argument. There's nobody else who's even stepped up to the plate to even be in the conversation for defensive player of the year other than Miles Garrett.
Hey, Corey, can I ask you a question?
So,
Can you think
oh,
of
I have
any
something to
time
say.
that a defensive player has ever won the MVP
Lawrence Taylor.
for the league?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. I
Lawrence
don't remember
Taylor.
that. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think it was back in like 80. It was one of the Super Bowl years, I think.
It
Maybe
would have been
88 or
86
something
or
like that.
90,
Yeah,
probably
Lawrence Taylor.
86.
Uh, Lawrence Taylor. He won
Wow.
MVP of the league. Yeah,
So is it possible that Miles
I'll look it
Garrett
up.
could be in the
No,
talks for the MVP this year?
no,
I mean, hey, without Miles Garrett, are we even talking about Cleveland?
No,
no.
that's exactly why he's there.
Keep that in mind.
Exactly why
I
he's there.
just wanted to say something that I watched today that because you'd mentioned this. So Daniel Cormier, UFC fighter, ex-UFC fighter,
Love him.
two different champions. Love the guy. Yeah, great guy. So he was talking about I saw an interview where they were like he was like somebody asked him who are two guys you wouldn't want to fight, and then he was like, well, he explained Aaron Donald and why, and I agree. And then the next guy was this man right here, Miles Garrett, who actually trains with Stipe Miocic, who is a former UFC heavyweight champion. So I have nothing to say on this pick. This is absolutely right. This is spot on. Miles Garrett, defensive
Miles
MVP.
Garrett is definitely the defensive
Let's
player of
get
the
to
year.
Justin's next.
He won it in '86.
Now, offensive player of the year, I think is no discussion as well. It's going to be Tyreek Hill this year. The reason why I say this man literally is doing everything on his own. Without Tyreek Hill, the Dolphins are not in the conversation of even being in the Super. A lot of people have the Dolphins as a Super Bowl pick. I don't, because you know how I feel about the Dolphins. But you can't deny what he's doing. He's on pace to break the single season record of receiving yards. He's on pace to break every record there is, and he's just without Tyreek Hill on your team, this Dolphins is not relevant. And I look at it like that. Tyreek Hill has just been balling completely. Like I know he came in the season saying he was going to be the receiving leader, and guess what? He's backing up every word he's saying. This man's getting open when needed. He's out running you and he's out working. So Tyreek Hill is definitely offensive player of the year in my opinion.
Yeah, I have
Should
a
be
hard
no
time
argument on that.
arguing with you on this one.
I have no argument with that. The next to me next would be CMC. I think he helps keep
Yeah.
that team afloat, but his numbers do not look like
You know what it is
anything.
that CMC will definitely be in the conversation, but because of the 3 losses that they just took
Yeah,
and him being a factor of in and out and him getting hurt as well, Tyreek Hill is a no brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's a no brainer. The numbers he already has right now is like that's somebody's
It's
season.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's somebody's season
But
exactly. You took it, and we're only halfway done.
but LT did win that MVP in '86. Just so you know.
okay.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind. All right, now and
he was
leading
that
up to
boy.
MVP, Justin, your MVP nomination?
It's Lamar Jackson. Now Lamar Jackson, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason it's not his stat line. It's not the reason why he's MVP. The reason why he's MVP is because the Ravens right now are the best team in the league, in my opinion. They are playing the best football, and they're doing it with Lamar Jackson putting up average numbers. Lamar Jackson's not putting up stupid numbers, but he's winning games. And he's doing it well. He's leading the team. His team is playing, but he can be a factor if needed. I look at Lamar Jackson as the MVP in my opinion. Now you can argue this. You can definitely say it's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts because he's playing a great. His team is doing really well. There's a lot of people saying he has the yardage, but he's throwing too much picks in my opinion. I think Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, is the MVP of the league
I
as of right now, halfway through the season.
I'm shocked you said that. I really
I
am. And you
I, I
guys
give
put up purple.
I give flowers
I
when
almost
flowers is
wore
due. You know what I'm
purple for
saying?
you today.
Um, I can see what you're saying, but I did see his MVP numbers when he had his MVP season. His stat line was crazy. It,
But can I tell you something, Corey? It's funny you
mm,
said that. I was talking about that earlier today with someone. Um, that 2019 season that they won the 14 games
yeah,
and he won MVP. I personally think this particular team is better.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
This
I,
year's
It
I,
is.
team
I,
is a better team.
their defense is
Their
phenomenal
defense
this
is
year
way
compared to
better.
what it
I think
was.
he's
Um,
matured
Yeah, he's
to
matured
become a
completely
better
as a passer.
quarterback.
I guess but see, here's the thing with that year compared to this year. He threw for 3,000 or 4,000 yards, had like 36 touchdowns, maybe 9 INTs or something. But he also rushed for over 1,000 yards that year and had touchdowns. This year, his numbers don't look that great. And this is me as a Ravens fan. I love
Mhm.
Lamar. I love what he's doing for the team. But when you talk MVP, you're talking somebody who an individual this one individual is the reason why the team is winning games. The Ravens are winning games because of everybody. It's a
Yeah,
collective effort. That's what wins a Super Bowl.
Well, give me your
But if you
choice.
go
Who do
to
you think should have
yeah.
been
That's the next thing I was gonna say. Who do you think should be the MVP in your opinion?
if you go on MVP like that, it's either Tyreek Hill or I hate to say Pat Mahomes. I can't say Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts' numbers don't look that great with the way they've been playing.
Jalen
Mahomes
Hurts?
has
I
been
would
looking good.
argue all the way up until the end of the show because there's no way
Yeah.
in hell that I would put Jalen Hurts in there. Last year, yeah. This year, hell no,
Yes, last year, yes,
hell no.
but
But my
that's
thing about
But the reason
my
I
thing about
agree with
Mahomes,
Lamar is because Lamar is leading this team. Lamar is facing
exactly.
adversities that he should not have to face on the offensive side. I hear what you're saying about the defense being better, and it's a team effort. But this guy lost his running back. He's doing a committee of whoever can run the ball. Next week, I hear that you're the running back that they're throwing out there, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to win the game anyway because he's learned how to win with what you've given him. His
He's
wide
learned how to
receivers don't want to
manage.
catch the ball. We're still
And
gonna
that's
win.
exactly why.
I'll run it.
Exactly why I
I'll
put
do
him in the
whatever I gotta
conversation.
do. I don't have to have 3,000 yards. I don't have to run for 1,000. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. And when you adopt that attitude of whatever I have to do to win instead of whatever I have to do to win an MVP, that's when I become a fan. Because it's the difference from a guy playing for stats or a guy playing for the win.
Exactly.
Yeah, but MVP is isn't
Without this man on that
isn't
team, where are
like
they right now?
we don't know. We can't
I can
really
tell you
tell
right now, without him
You
on
because
telling
that
me
team,
hold on. You telling
I'm
me
saying
right now,
mhm,
if Tyler Huntley is your starting quarterback right now, you're the best team in the league, in your opinion?
I think we're even right
With
at
who?
this point. Even no,
who?
like we're like
Jets.
even. No.
With the
We're
Jets?
even
Yeah.
as our record. Our record's even.
So you're
What I'm
500.
trying to
You're
say,
500.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're even. We're 500.
So
What
in
I'm
other words,
saying is
you're even with
when
the
you put
Jets. Then you're back on the Jets level.
when you put the words MVP out there, you got to look at the history of all the other MVPs that have come through the
Sir,
NFL.
I don't think you realize when you have something that's in front of you that's running really well. I know you're
No,
a
no, no, no.
Baltimore fan, and I know you love this team. Hear me out when I say this, right? You don't want to overcompensate because you're a Baltimore fan. You don't want to admit when you actually have something good happening for you right now. The dude is playing his heart out. I said it.
He's playing the best ball
He's
there is.
playing the
I'm
best
not
ball
saying
out
he
there. He's an
isn't.
MVP
That's
candidate and probably everybody's choice to win it this year for the
I'm not
midseason. Now,
saying
mind you, there's
he
a whole
isn't.
half a season left. I'm just talking about right now. On top of that, um, the Baltimore is an elite team. And if the season were to end right now, they're odds-on favorite to win it. When he
To win
won
it.
the MVP back in 2019 and they won 14 games, he got knocked out in week 1 of the playoffs. They were not a good team. This is a better team that they have. I don't want to spend the whole day on this one, but I commend you, Justin. I think you've picked great picks.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, gentlemen, that's going to get me right over to the sit starts. Okay. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. I'm gonna start out with you, Kory.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make this happen. Saquon, you boy, they cannot give this man the ball 500 times against the Dallas Cowboy defense.
Mm-mm.
Dallas Cowboy defense is still a
You're gonna get
top
him up.
ranked defense. They are very dangerous and they're going to beat him up if he gets in there.
I agree.
They're ranked Dallas defense. I think they're ranked number 3 right now.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Fake an injury. That's the best thing I say. Fake an injury. Don't do it to yourself because you don't have your quarterback. You don't have your offensive weapon in Darren Waller. Don't do it. Your line's shot. Don't do it. Just sit him down.
Tommy DeVito, man.
Tommy
DeVito,
Don't
he's
do
DeVito.
it.
starting.
Not
He's
against
starting
that
this week.
Dallas defense that came. That Dallas defense wasn't bad last week. They played
Wasn't
Philly.
bad. They were very good.
They
They were
weren't bad
amazing.
last week,
They were amazing.
and they've been looking better and better every week.
Yeah.
So
This about to be a
don't do it.
confidence booster. They're gonna build
Yeah.
confidence off this
They're
shit.
coming out angry. This is another divisional game, and they just lost one. They win in this one. Dallas coming in to make a statement.
Better believe
Don't
it.
do it. Mixon, like I said before, Chase dealing with the back. Higgins, he's out. They're gonna have to lean on somebody. Mixon has more experience, more big game play than Tyler Boyd and Irv Smith Jr. Joe Burrow's going to be looking on him on checkdowns. They're going to be trying to control the clock. This guy, I think he's going to have a really, really, really good game.
Lean on me
When you're
you're
not
strong.
strong, and
I'll
I'll
be.
be your friend,
Uh,
someone
okay,
to
easy now. Easy now. We don't want people to
carry
log off.
you.
That's going to lead me to Justin. Actually, I think we got Mo in there. I think I threw Mo in there. Let me see. No, it is Justin.
Hey man, you sitting Devontae Adams, man. I told y'all. He not doing nothing this week, man. Listen, Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed finna sit there on him like this. What you gonna do, man? Dog? You ain't going nowhere. You staying right here with me. I'll
You
say he got no.
see,
He not. Look at him. He looks scared already. Look at him. Look his
you
face.
see,
Look at him.
Garrett's been trying to trade him.
Bro,
Yeah, he
Garrett,
sent me like 3 trades
Garrett
already.
reached out to me. He wants CD Lamb from me. Okay, of all players that I definitely am not giving up is CD Lamb, and he offered me Devontae and
And Gus Edwards. And Gus Edwards. Yeah, I already knew it because he sent me the same trade for Jamar Chase, and then he sent me the exact same trade for AJ Brown. He said, "Just pick one, bro. Just pick one."
for AJ
Yeah,
Brown.
get out of here. Get out of here.
Good luck. All right.
Yeah, sit the buzz in. Oh yeah. Hold on. You start Geno Smith, man. Listen. He's gonna have a bounce back week this week.
That's
Right?
why we have.
He's going against Commanders this week. Right? Commanders is hurting. Right? The D line, they just got rid of the whole D line. There's a whole bunch of backups there. You know, people who don't matter.
Not wrong.
Guess what? They not getting to him. They not getting to this week, which means he finna air it out. You know what I mean? He finna air it out. So you better start Geno because he finna go crazy. You know, I'm telling you, gonna have 4 or 5 touchdowns, and I'm finna come back next week and be like, I told you so.
4,
You know what I'm saying?
5.
Yeah, 4 5 because he gonna have time now because there's a bunch of backups on that D line. You know what I'm saying? They just got rid of everybody. So they finna double Allen over there, and guess
That's
what?
a little brazy.
I'm telling you, hey, start Geno Smith. Mark my words. I wasn't wrong last week, and I'm not gonna be wrong this week.
I got you.
You were
Mo's
wrong
not here,
last
but
week.
Mo sent me his picks. So let me speak for him. Mo said to sit the entire Giant defense. He said Dallas is going to blow him up. This is, and I think he's right. He said sit the Dallas D. Do not let them on. Just go ahead and just put the forfeit. All right, because Dallas going to just destroy them. And he said to start Goff. Interesting for me because I know he's never been a big Goff fan, but that means he at least notices that Detroit team.
Yo, his face.
I'm telling you, he look like he belongs in a
Can't you just
sitcom.
see him right now making that face like, I hate saying Goff is going to win.
Yeah, but I mean, we all said the same thing. We see the same thing. Goff's going to win, and I think he's going to have a good game.
Yeah.
He's
Again, that's
researched
my
his
choice
career,
for comeback player of the year.
and I can see that. I definitely can see that's your choice, but I still got to go with Doc because the first 8 games or 7 games he was on Arizona with nothing.
Mo would be making that face right now if you said that again.
Yeah.
All right, so now to me. Sit Kyler Murray. He's coming back. Put him on the bench. Because you know what?
He started.
Who are they playing?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
It don't really matter.
Let's
see right now.
Look.
They're playing Atlanta.
Ooh.
Jesse Bates.
Jesse Bates gets a pick. Jesse Bates gets a pick. I mean,
Jesse Bates
and his defense here. Let me take a look.
You know what? Sit him. Don't even play him.
I think that's a good choice because their defense is.
Start Dak. Dak's got this resurgence. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's like, he just played a great game last week and lost. He's upset. He's going to come in with a bounce back. He's going to play a wonderful game because it's like, remember the first time that they played him, it was 40-0. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I love week 1 because of that.
Keep that in mind.
Kyler Murray's going to face the number 6 defense right now. Atlanta's defense is ranked that high. I don't know.
Hey, move on, bro. He about to get started about Jesse Bates.
Yeah, he's going to talk about Jesse Bates. Let's
You see his face.
I'll just say it's going to be a little bit rough.
We're going to move forward. Prize Picks, for those who don't know, is an app that allows you to bet on parlays of 2 to 6 players. The more players that you pick based off of their stats, the more you win on the multiplier. So the gentleman and I, we've all made our picks, and we're going to give you some advice here. We're going to start with Kory.
Look, Derrick Henry's had 2 touchdowns in the last 3 games. And I mean, he's going against He's going against who? Tampa. Tampa couldn't Tampa couldn't play any defense against the Texans last week. He's scoring a tutty. And like I said, Mixon too. Mixon's going to be a workhorse for this team this week coming up against the Texans. Yeah, he's scoring some points. And he's on my fantasy team. Start him. Pittman Jr. Pittman's been averaging at least 65.8 yards a game. So 66.5 isn't unrealistic. I think he's going to get the over. He's looked good all season. They're going against New England. I don't really see any defensive backs who can stop him. And New England gives up about 235 yards in the air. Pittman's going to get the ball. That's easy.
All right.
And that's it.
We're going to go to Justin now.
All right, man. Lamar Jackson, more than 200 passing yards. I look at it like this.
Ooh.
Like I said before, he's going to find the loopholes in the Cleveland defense. He's going to have to scramble, but he's elevated as a passer, like we say. He's not going to run the ball. Like we said, he would rather sit in the pocket and play runaround to find an open receiver than take off. And I like that about him. You know what I'm saying? MVP of the season, in my opinion, take the over. Alvin Kamara, more than 33.5 receiving yards, right? So more than 34. He's going against Minnesota. Like I said, I like Mr. Check Down because of Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? So Mr. Check Down, he's going to get these little screen passes. He's going to catch them. He's going to catch his little wheel routes. I'll take the over. Now, Travis Etienne, like I said before, Jacksonville want to win this game. They got to stay on the field. Offense got to stay on the field, which means you need to run the ball, manage the clock. I see Travis Etienne punching one in nice and early against that San Fran defense. Take the over.
Interesting. You'd make Mo very proud right now. And then it leads me to mine. I got Jared Goff. I believe in him. I think they're gonna win big. So for 2 TDs, no big deal for me. I'll jump on that. Lamar, another 2 TDs. And any type of way he can do it, pass, rush, receiving. That one's even easier for me. Because I think he'll rush for 1 and pass for 1. So there goes that. And CD Lamb, more than 6 receptions.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Giants. Dak's going to be throwing to his number 1 receiver. That's CD.
I thought he was the number 2.
He's the
No,
number
CD is
2.
the number 1.
Remember.
Trust me when I tell you.
I thought he was the
he's
number 2.
2.
He's definitely a number 1. Trust when I tell you. Trust when I tell you. He certainly looked like a number 1 when he made AJ look bad last week, didn't he? So, with that said, pick those teams and go with that flow. So back to normal, gentlemen. I just want to thank you all for coming for another episode and another
Appreciate
week.
it.
Okay. Looking forward to see where we did it wrong on the recap show. Looking forward to Mo coming back to trash us all and tell us where we did wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna have every other pick. Like anything that we went with the 1-2 wins. That's gonna be his
guys all
pick.
went for that. I would have went this way. I was right. So, your closing statements, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Justin.
Yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe from the Hit Podcast. We here every Wednesday and every Saturday. Constantly uploading, getting you guys this contact. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and we on YouTube. Check us out, man. Share. Let everybody know about us. Let everybody know about us, man. We here every week giving you content of biased opinions and our personal thoughts, man. So just keep it from the hip, man.
Mr. Kory.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you once again. Go Baltimore Ravens. We win the Super Bowl this year. I just want to say thank you to you guys for making this possible. It's fun. This is a dream come true, man.
Okay, don't make
Can't
it
go
awkward.
wrong with this. And Mo, I'm looking forward to seeing you. You know, hope everybody gets better.
Got it.
Prayers out for you.
And everyone, thank you for watching the show. And as always, until next time, let's keep it football and let's keep it from the hip. Goodbye, everyone.